Hello, what's up and what's up? Welcome back for yet another Jets franchise video, and it's the off-season part 2, and it means it's draft time. Now, it's the 2016 draft. Don't get it twisted. I don't know why they have 2015 up there. Come on, EA, this season 3. So that means it's 2016, people. Get it together. Get it together. But anyways, man, some of the things I was looking forward to this draft was, one, getting a couple of old linemen. We have some older offensive linemen, so we need to replace them eventually, sooner than later, most likely. I also want to get another tight end. Definitely got to get some DBs, cornerbacks, free safeties, a couple of receivers. I just want some receivers that better fit my scheme. Again, I want some receivers that can take a short pass, take it to the distance, because we don't know what's going to happen with Alex Chaney. He might, turn into be the next great quarterback in year number 2, or for all we know, he could digress in year number 2. So first things first, let's get our old lineman. Zeke Good or Zeke Goody, however you want me to say, I would say, but for this video, I'm going to say Zeke Goody. From Alabama, he's an athletic left tackle. He is pretty fast for a left tackle. He has C speed when you unlock his attributes in the scouting. His run blocking is a lot better than his pass blocking, so most likely we will kick him to the right tackle side, but who knows, if he can blossom into a better pass blocker, then absolutely we can definitely have him as our starting left tackle as soon as we get rid of the Brickashaw Ferguson. But that's gonna be a while from now. Not saying that's in the future plans, but hey, we had to prepare for the future. Now moving forward, Pittman, the free safety, he got picked up by Atlanta. Now that broke my heart because I was scouting this dude, and this dude, he's gonna be a flat out monster. So I was planning on jumping back into the first round. We got 15 picks. I was about to use those picks, use Eric Decker to jump back in the first round, but by the time I was able to figure out where he was gonna get selected, Atlanta scooped him up. So in the beginning, I told you guys I wanted to beef up the O-line for blocking purposes, so why not extend that to the tight end position? We're going to pick up Carlson from the Ohio State University, and he's an excellent run blocking tight end, a lot better than what we have with Jason Morrow. Now, Jason Morrow is definitely a better pass catcher, but Carlson, he has decent hands and he has decent route running ability, so I think that he can get away from the slower safeties and, of course, those linebackers. I really don't like to drop back in coverage anyway. So we're going to pick up Carlson to help our offensive line when it comes to run blocking. So we're still in the second round of this draft. We have 3 draft picks in the second round. We just used one on Carlson, and we have pick number 18. Now this is pick number 10, and the Bears, they want it. The Bengals, they also want it. Seattle, they also looking to move up. They also have the Redskins, the Raiders, and the Colts. But how can you pass up a future first round pick? And the little nugget is that the Bears, they had the first pick in this year's draft, so they suck. They were the worst team in the league. So most likely, they're going to have a top 5, a top 10 pick in next year's draft. So right here, we're looking at Corals. And Corals, he is a strong safety from the University of Spoiled Children, a.k.a. USC. Now, when he was at USC, he was more of a strong safety, somebody that you would put as the 8th man in the box. We already have that with Kelvin Pryor. But what I'm thinking is, because he was so quick and because he was so good at zone coverage, that maybe we can put him back there at free safety. His quickness was pretty good when I scouted him. His zone coverage is excellent, and he's an excellent tackler. So maybe having somebody like that, the back end of the defense, will help our defense from giving up those big plays in the secondary. His coverage skills and man aren't the best, but I hardly ever have my safeties, I hardly ever have my safeties in man coverage, so that really doesn't scare me or affect me in my train of thought that way. So moving right along, we're still looking to beef up the offensive lineman, create some competition along the O-line. So why not pick up another O-lineman? This dude is flat out mauler, loves to run block. Not the best pass blocker, but he loves to run block, and that's my biggest concern. I want to ground and pound. I want to have a short passing game off the play action pass with the ground and pound. So picking up this dude, Brian Denny, I think is an excellent selection. His blocking skills when it comes to run blocking are fantastic. Like I said, pass blocking really isn't the best, but I want to be able to have people along the O-line that I can move around. Maybe move him to the right side. Maybe keep him at left guard. I think that he might be able to translate into a solid center as well. We still have Nick Mangold, but who knows how long we're going to keep him on the roster. So moving right along, we're still in the third round, and with pick number 18, we're going to be picking up Darquez McCray. Now, this is somebody who is projected to be a solid 4-3 defensive end, but your 4-3 defensive end has to be an excellent pass rusher, and I really don't see that from McCray. And here's why. He doesn't have a great power move, doesn't have a great finesse move, so he's not going to get around the elite left tackles in our league. However, if we kick him into our scheme, which is a 3-4 scheme, I think he will fit perfectly as a right end in a 3-4 scheme because he's big, he's strong, and he has great block shedding. But again, to get after the passer, he needs to be quicker off the ball, and he needs to develop a power move or a finesse move, and right now he just doesn't have it. So kicking him in as a 3-4 defensive end behind Richardson and Muhammad Wilkerson, I think that will work perfectly for him and perfectly for us in our scheme. Now, in this offseason, we lost Hakeem Nicks, and we're also looking to move Eric Decker, so we need another receiver that can be a little bit more consistent than our Shaq Evans and, of course, our Lockett, our Saunders, a lot of receivers that are still young and still have a lot to prove. So this will be another receiver that's young, but he's somebody who is balanced. He has good hands, not great hands. He's a good route runner, not a great one, and he also has the ability to get away from defenders and separate them with his good speed, but not great speed. So this is somebody that I think that we can rely on from time to time in the passing game. Shaq Evans will still probably be our number one. If Eric Decker is still on the roster, that's good. It'll give this guy another year to learn. And of course, you also have Saunders, who's our speed guy, and we also have Lockett from last year's draft, who can also be a speed guy. We're still in the 4th round, and at pick number 15 in the 4th round, we're going with another strong safety, and this strong safety is from Tulsa, and his name is Toby Goodwin. Now, Toby Goodwin, he is an excellent tackler, has high awareness, also has high pursuit, and he also has high play recognition. So he's a very, very smart player, and he's a great tackler as well. He lacks man coverage, he lacks great speed, but his zone coverage skills are pretty good, where I think he can translate to free safety. Now, we're not going to ask him to do that in year one, but I think he can contribute on special teams right away. Again, he's a smart player, a great tackler, and someone that I think can fit in with the Jets organization. Even though we did pick up Melvin Ingram in the offseason, we still want to pick up some younger outside linebackers. So Armstrong, welcome to the team. He's somebody that went to the University of Virginia Tech, and they run a 4-3 scheme. So yes, he is a 4-3 defensive end that had his hand in the dirt, but we're going to try and make him into a outside linebacker in our 3-4 scheme. Now, he has a decent finesse move. Power move isn't really there. Block shedding isn't really there, but he has a high motor, great pursuit, and of course, he has decent play recognition. Zone coverage, don't even think about it. He needs time to develop into a drop back outside linebacker in this league. However, he can contribute on special teams right away, and of course, he can come in pass rushing situations when our outside linebackers might need a blow. And now for our 4th and final pick of the 4th round. That's right, we have 4 picks in this round, and with pick number 28, we pick up Deshaun Livingston, cornerback from Georgia Tech. Now, he's a prototypical corner, which means he has good size, he has good speed, not the best at pass catching. Well, that's why he plays corner, not receiver, right? Not the best catcher, but he is solid in man coverage. Zone coverage is a little bit suspect. Not the best at zone coverage, but they really didn't ask him to do that at Georgia Tech. However, he has good awareness and good play recognition, so I think his zone coverage can get better as games go on and, of course, as his career goes on. So, Livingston, welcome to the Jets organization. So Livingston, he makes up our 9th pick in this year's draft. We have 15 total. We gave up 1 to the Bears for a 1st round pick in next year's draft. So what we're going to do, we can give up our 5th round pick at pick number 10 for a 4th round draft pick from the Baltimore Ravens in next year's draft. So pick number 10, we're looking at Hobbs. He is a free safety from the University of Southern Miss. Yes, we've already picked up 2 strong safeties that might try to turn into free safeties, but we need somebody who already translates at that position very, very well, and that's Hobbs right here from Southern Miss. He's somebody that has decent zone coverage. He's a good tackler, not a great tackler, and he's another guy who can't catch a call if his life depended on it. However, he's a solid zone coverage free safety, and I think that he can translate very well in our 3-4 scheme, so why not bring in him and give him a look? And of course, he can contribute on special teams right away. So even though last year we did focus on running the ball a lot with the Jets, and that's going to be the main focus of our offense this year, we still need to pick up some more wide receivers. Having one in this year's draft, this isn't enough. So we're going to pick up Frazier from the University of Penn State. Now, he's somebody that has great awareness for those sideline catches. Also has decent hands. Not the best catch and traffic guy, but he is an excellent route runner. He's not the fastest guy, but he can get away from the DBs with his great route running ability. He has good hands. Again, in traffic, kind of suspect, but we're going to focus on him on the outside with Shaq Evans and maybe put Eric Decker or Saunders on the inside when it comes to those short intermediate routes. And we also picked up another receiver in Harvin in this year's draft. So we're down to our last 2 picks of this year's draft, still in the 6th round. We're going to pick up a fullback by Jeremiah Fua from the University of Notre Dame. Now, he's somebody who's an excellent run blocker, obviously. We love the ground and pound here with the New York Jets, so why not pick him up? But he's also a great pass catcher. Come on now, I'm going to spend a draft pick on a fullback in this day's NFL. We could just pick him up in free agency. But his pass catching, I think, could separate him from other fullbacks. He could actually translate the tight end, a little bit undersized for the tight end position, but his hands could easily make up for it. So, Fua, welcome to the Jets organization. And for our last pick, cornerback, Mr. Irrelevant. First, let me get that out the way. Mr. Irrelevant for the New York Jets. Pick number 10 in the 7th round. We're going to go with Diaz from the University of Fresno State. He is a cornerback that specializes in run support. He's a very good tackler. He's somebody that does not shy away from contact. His zone coverage skills are excellent. Man coverage, a little bit suspect, but we could always work on that. Play recognition, fantastic. Pursuit, fantastic. And of course, he doesn't miss that many tacklers. Not the biggest hitter, but really don't expect cornerbacks to be the biggest hitter, but he is not afraid to put his nose in there when it comes to tackling tight ends or fullbacks out of the backfield. So Diaz, welcome to the New York Jets. So that's going to wrap this up. Hope you guys enjoyed the draft. Let me know what you guys think of the draft and the video as a whole, but we're not done just yet. We had to take a look to see who's out there left on the free agent poll. Now, looking, we have Blackman, we still have Akeem Nicks. We were unable to get rid of Eric Decker, but if we can get a trade that's worth trading Decker away, then we would definitely pull the trigger. The trades that I got in the offseason and during the draft really weren't worth trading. I felt like he could be a better asset on the roster than trading him away for what we were offered in return. Now, Chris Polk, somebody we can pick up, 4th-year player from the University of Washington, spent his career in the NFL as a Philadelphia Eagle. He's somebody that we're going to bring in because we only have 2 running backs on the roster, and DeMarco Murray, who's coming off of a broken leg, and of course, LaMichael Dawson. So for the preseason, we're going to put the 2 preseason games, first 2 preseason games together in one video and the last 2 in another video, and then we'll be kicking off the 2016 NFL season. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, I enjoyed bringing it to you. Hope that the rest of your day is the best of your day, and I'm going to see y'all later. Peace. Hot sauce.